and welcome to a new vlog. It is Wednesday and it's just past 5 p.m. and I just finished work. Well, I have one more tiny task left and then I'm done for the day, which is really nice because I'm kind of not gonna lie, exhausted right now. I worked all day on my laptop, on my screens, but I did have a really productive work day. I worked on a new brand. I worked on 2 different brand directions for a pharmacy, so that's fun. That took up majority of my work day. I started at around 7 and like I said, now it's 5 p.m. and I want to have a really nice and cozy evening. I feel like I need some me time and some self-care time. That's basically the plan for today and for this evening. I think I'm gonna go on a little walk right now just to go outside and get some sunlight because the sun is still out, and some fresh air because I think I need it after being on my laptop and before screens all day. That's kind of the downside of my job because I do work full-time remote, and that basically means I'm always on my laptop. So yeah, I just want to go outside and also move my body. I think I'm gonna do a Pilates workout. I'm just gonna take you along through my evening and show you a few night rituals that I do, but also kind of recovering from a busy work day and spending time with yourself, spending time away from screens because I do not want to look at a screen. Let's have a cozy, relaxing, but still kind of productive evening because I will be setting myself up for the next day and setting the apartment up for the next day. So yeah, let's see what I get up to. I'm now gonna make myself a tea. I think I'm gonna have a fresh ginger tea because I have fresh ginger. So I'm gonna make my tea and then take that on my walk. Look how nice it looks outside. I'm also gonna add some honey just to sweeten it up a little bit. And I didn't fill the cup all the way because I'm gonna let this sit for a second and then pour some room temperature water on top, just because I don't want to burn my tongue, but I want this tea now, so I need it to cool down a little bit. I kind of consider myself a tea lover, and my favorite teas are probably ginger tea, fresh ginger tea, and fresh peppermint tea, and also I love me a English breakfast tea. But if you also drink tea, I want to know, what is your favorite kind? Do you have a favorite tea or a specific way you like it, with honey, with other sweetener? Let me know because I'm always on hunt for a new tea creation. Also, before I go, I wanted to open a package. I just got this Amazon package in, and these are some vases that I got for our wedding, our wedding table decor. Okay, this is it. I got this in a 20 pack. Is it a 20 pack? I think so, yeah. And there are 5 different sizes. Oh, this is one of them. I think these are so cute, and I want to put tiny flowers in them. They all have different shapes, so I think that will look really nice. And yeah, we're just gonna put flowers in these and scatter them around the table. I now have, how many do I have? I think 25 of these, so I'm gonna figure out if I need any more or if that's enough. I'm still kind of in the midst of wedding planning, so things like these are still going on. Just made and ate dinner, and I'm now starting what I think a lot of people call the closing shift. So I'm gonna close the apartment up, and that means just cleaning everything up and setting the apartment up for tomorrow basically. Right now I'm doing laundry because I have a few things to fold, and I cleaned up the kitchen. I'm probably gonna make myself another tea in a second. And I already had the vacuum robot go through the hallway, and when I'm done here in the living room, I'm gonna send the vacuum robot through the living room, and then I'm gonna take a shower and take off my makeup, do my skincare and stuff, which isn't really that exciting, especially at night, because I do try to keep my skincare routine really simple. I'm gonna take my shower and probably hop straight in bed, because I like to spend like an hour in bed before I go to sleep, because I think it helps me if I'm in bed by, let's say, 9 and want to go like ready to sleep at 10. I feel like I can so much easier fall asleep, because I have a little bit of a problem with falling asleep. I do actually take melatonin, I think it's called melatonin in English. Almost every night. I ran out like just yesterday, so I don't have it right now. But I think that's fine, because I don't want to rely too much on that. It's just like a little gummy you take just before you go to sleep, and it makes you like fall asleep quicker, I feel like. But it doesn't help with staying asleep, so it's just for the falling asleep segment of your sleep. And I struggle with that because my mind always kind of races just before I want to go to bed. And I think about so many things, like, I don't know, my personal life, my work life. I dream up scenarios, I dream up new apartments, and how I would like decorate a room that doesn't even exist. So I think about stupid things. It's really hard for me to like focus on basically nothing if I want to go to sleep. So I started using the Calm app. You need to have a subscription, but I think there's like a 30-day trial or something. It's basically a meditation app, I think. And they have sleep stories, which are really, really nice. So I listen to a sleep story every night, because they make you like really fall asleep. I'm someone that cannot go to sleep when it's silent, just because of my thoughts, and I try to listen to something that is kind of distracting me and like lulling me to sleep. I usually always listen to podcasts, but with podcasts it's always kind of a problem, because I really listen to it then, and if it's a really interesting podcast or a funny podcast, I want to stay up and listen to it, so that also doesn't make me fall asleep really. So that's why I started to listen to the sleep stories. I know there are sleep stories and like sleep meditations on YouTube. I actually started with that and listened to sleep stories on YouTube, and they're also great. So if you have trouble falling asleep, my tips are, okay, these are my tips for better sleep slash falling asleep faster and easier from someone that struggles with falling asleep. First, don't look at your phone or any screens 1 hour before you go to bed. This is like crucial, I feel like. If you like scrolling on social media and then a minute later you want to fall asleep, that's probably not gonna happen if you have trouble falling asleep. Your mind is like so clicked on, and also you have a really bright light in your face, and if you do that and you have trouble falling asleep, just cut out the screens for 1 hour, or even like half an hour is probably also helpful. Tip number 2 is don't have the big light on. I always hated the big light, like the overhead lamps in your room. They're just too bright and it doesn't signal sleep and calmness for your body. If you want to signal to your brain that it's bedtime and that it's nighttime, don't put on the big light. Put like small little warm lights, or even candles if you don't have a warm light. And also you could get light bulbs that change color, and oftentimes you can also dim them. So you can put on a red or an orange color and also dim them a little bit. That's like the perfect lamp to have on in the night, because those lights have such a calming energy and really make you sleepy and cozy, and that's what you want to fall asleep faster. Also, I love reading right before bed, like an hour or 30 minutes before I want to fall asleep. I usually read on my Kindle, because it's so comfy to read on a Kindle in bed. I can literally lay like this and like head on the pillow, lay like this, and read on my Kindle, and I think that's so nice and it really makes you fall asleep. And I feel like you can just really relax while you're reading, and it doesn't really matter what you're reading. You could read a fiction book or a non-fiction book. I think both makes you just sleepy and wind down. Another one is taking magnesium if you don't get that enough. I know I don't get that enough, so I have these little vitamin gummies that I take every day, and they have, I think, magnesium and B12. So the big lights, no screens, and reading or something similar to that. Those are the main 3 things that help me fall asleep faster and easier. Oh, and also the sleep stories. If you like to fall asleep with like something on, you could also listen to rain or dishwasher ambiances or something like that if you don't need someone to speak to you directly. And yeah, those are my tips for better sleep. And I'm gonna put away my laundry now and take a shower. For me, I always like taking my showers at night because I think it really calms me down, and I love going to bed clean, essentially. And yeah, so that's why I shower at night. I'm gonna do my skincare and get in bed. Showered and I moisturized my body. I used this vanilla body lotion. I love this. It smells really nice. And also brushed my teeth, and I'm now gonna do my skincare. Like I said, it's really simple. I just use this eye cream. I bought this in a Korean skincare shop. I never heard of the brand before, but I really like it so far. I use it every day, like morning and night, and I feel like it moisturizes my eyes really well, and I don't know, I just love using an eye cream. Probably a little unnecessary, but I just like it. And then I'm gonna use my daily moisturizer, which is the CeraVe moisturizer, and I actually cut this open because I could not get the last bit out. There's still so much left. Like, I cut this open probably a week ago and there's still stuff left. Already bought another one, which I'm using as a tripod right now. So yeah, but I love this cream. I probably started using this moisturizer like 4 years ago or something, and I switched up here and there and tried other ones, but I always come back to this because it's really cheap and really nice on my skin. I feel like it's really moisturizing. I feel like using a really thick moisturizer sometimes sits weirdly under makeup. Also, I like to massage my jaw muscles because I usually tense up over the day. Sometimes I even like wake up with really tense jaw muscles. I know there are like techniques to do like lymph drainage massages, and I'm probably doing them wrong, so I don't know. And surprise, that's basically all I do at night. I use 2 different products in the morning, but at night I just try to keep it really simple. In the morning I always use this Beauty of Joseon, this Light On serum. I think it's just a vitamin C serum, and I love this. It feels really nice on my skin. And then I always use this sunscreen, the La Roche-Posay, and I really like this as well. All these products sit really well under my makeup. I'm also gonna put on some chapstick, and then I'm basically good to go. I just want to brush off my hair. Sometimes I use oil in my hair overnight, but today I don't think I need it. My hair is still free, it's really moisturized, like not dry. But what I will do is put some dry shampoo in my roots. Also, I do have a zit right now, and I would usually put on some kind of pimple patch. I usually use these pimple patches. This is just the star one. I think everyone uses the stars, and then also I have a hard one, but this pimple, it's not really a pimple anymore, it's just like red, and it's probably more a wound than a pimple, so I'm not gonna put anything on. Or will I? I think I'm gonna put a little bit more of my eye cream on it, just because it needs to be like moisturized, because I feel the skin is really like tightening up. I used to really struggle with acne, and I just turned 24 and I feel finally like my skin clearing up a little bit. I know it doesn't look like it because I have a few spots, but these are all like not pimples anymore, little wounds or scars. But yeah, I'm really happy that my acne is like finally gone. I had really bad hormonal acne like on my cheeks. I think you can kind of see it still a little bit because it is, I still have like these little scar spots, but no acne anymore, so I'm so grateful to not have to deal with that anymore. And if I have a zit like this, it's literally nothing for me, so I don't feel bad about having a little zit. And you shouldn't feel bad about having acne either, but you know, it doesn't make you feel good necessarily. I actually started a new audiobook, and it's The Women by Kristen Hanna. It's my second Kristen Hanna book, and I know she's like a really popular and well-loved author, so I wanted to try this one. And this is about a young woman who goes into the Vietnamese War as a nurse, and like her story. I'm not far in, but I know that Kristen Hanna always chooses these historical topics, and I know that she handles them with a lot of care, and obviously those are fictional stories, but it's always based off of like the true history of whatever topic she writes about, and I really enjoy that. I'm excited to listen to another book by her, and the other book I listened to by Kristen Hanna was The Nightingale, and that one also was really good and made me sob. So I feel like, and I hope that this book will also make me sob and really like get emotions out of me, because I love when books are getting emotions out of me. It's such a skill to write a book that can make people cry, laugh, whatever it is, and I feel like her books like always make you cry. to that part of my night where I'm gonna lay down and I'm gonna read on my Kindle. I'm currently reading Caught Up by Liz Tomford. I also have it here in the physical form, and I read a bit in physical, but to be honest, I mostly read on my Kindle. 27% through, and I really like it so far, but I'm going through this book so slowly. I find it kind of hard to find time in the week to read, which makes me really sad because I love to read. I just don't find the time to sit down for hours and just read. That's why I love these few minutes that I have in the night to read a little bit and read myself to sleep, basically, because it's now around 9:30 and I want to fall asleep at around 10. So I have 30 minutes to read and I'm gonna enjoy that. That basically sums up my night and my evening routine. Obviously every night looks different, and I also sometimes go to sleep at a different time, sometimes later, sometimes even earlier. I mostly wake up at around 6, so being asleep at 10 is ideal for me. But yeah, like I said, sometimes I get in bed later than I want to, just because like life happens. I'm sure you have those days as well, if you even have a set time to go to bed. I always try to make my evenings as peaceful and relaxing as possible, and I do feel really relaxed right now because I showered, I cleaned up the apartment, I ate a healthy meal that is not like making my stomach hurt. I did my skincare, like I'm all ready for bed, and as you can see I have my dimmed down orange lights on, which I love. I feel like that's all I had to say, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this was relaxing and made you feel relaxed as much as it made me feel relaxed. Maybe you could even pick up something that I did and try it out yourself, and maybe it will improve your nights or your sleep. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I can see you in the next vlog. Bye, good night.